In order to create a successful and effective 30-day English study plan, you must have the 4 activity types. They are input days, process days, output days, and review days. So in today's lesson, I'm going to teach you how to make your effective 30-day English study plan using these 4 activity types. Are you ready? Well then, I'm Teacher Tiffany. Let's jump right in. The first week is days 1 through 7. And day 1 is our input day. But what is an input day? So, input days are days where you learn new information by seeing, hearing, or reading the information, which creates initial memory traces. Input days, in other words, are the days where you put information into your brain. So, on day 1, for example, this would be your activity. Find 1 vocabulary word, 1 expression, and 1 idiom, and make sure they each relate to the topic. Notice, each week also is going to have a topic, and as you're watching this lesson, you'll see that I have for week 1 as an example, our topic is food and cooking. So, for day 1 of week 1, our topic being food and cooking, now we have to input information. So, let's say we find 1 vocabulary word, and that vocabulary word is savor. Savor just means to enjoy food or an experience slowly and completely. So for day 1, we have our input vocabulary word being savor. What about the expression for day 1, an input day? An expression related to our topic for this week, example topic being, yes, food and cooking. So our expression is to have a sweet tooth. To have a sweet tooth, it means you love eating candy, sugar, cakes, pies. You have a sweet tooth. We are inputting information. Day 1, an input day. And now we need to get an idiom related to the topic. Our topic again, food and cooking. The idiom for day 1, our input day, is the best thing since sliced bread. Now, this has a food item in the idiom, bread, but this idiom, the best thing since sliced bread, means, hey, this is amazing. I think whatever I'm speaking about it was about is awesome. Oh man, this is the best thing since sliced bread. You got it, right? Excellent. So day 1 is our input day. Now we have to move to day 2. And day 2 is a process day. But what is a process day? So, process days are days where you analyze and understand the information by connecting it to what you already know, which strengthens memory pathways. Think about it. On day 1, it was an input day. You remember, we put all of this information in, but now it's just floating around in our brains. So we have to process it, get a hold on it, and connect it to something. So day 2 being our process day. So what would that look like for our example? Topic being food and cooking. So on day 2, a process day, you're going to find 3 synonyms for the vocabulary word, 1 image for the expression, and 3 example sentences for the idiom. All right, so let's check this out. Here we go. Vocabulary synonyms. Remember our vocabulary word from day 1 was, come on, savor. Excellent. So 3 synonyms for savor. We have relish, to enjoy it, relishing in the fact. Second, we have enjoy. And third, we have appreciate. 3 synonyms for the vocabulary word. We are processing. Our brain is saying, okay, savor means this. There are 3 other words. We're processing the information. What about the expression? Find an image that represents having a sweet tooth. So I am actually going to have you close your eyes right now. Yes, you. Close your eyes. I'm not going to show you anything. I'm going to describe an image. An image about having a sweet tooth. I want you to imagine a little boy. Cute, big cheeks. He's about 3 years old. Ooh, adorable. You just want to pick him up and kiss his cheeks. And this little boy is given an apple. And he just starts crying. I don't want an apple. And his mom looks at him and says, what do you want? He says, I want a chocolate bar. She says, Johnny, that's not good. He said, Mommy, I want a chocolate bar. I want a cupcake. And in this image, I want you to see Johnny with his cupcake in his hand, looking at the camera, smiling. So you just imagine that, right? But you want to find an image that shows someone who has a sweet tooth. You got it, right? Excellent. All right. And then for an idiom, find 3 example sentences using the best thing since sliced bread. So I can give them to you. For example, my mom's soup is the best thing since sliced bread. Number 2, listen. That pizza you just brought me, is the best thing since sliced bread. Now, it just doesn't have to refer to food. I could say, you know what? Listen to me. That book, the best thing since sliced bread. Now, we normally use it about food, but you can use it interchangeably. So you see, again, finding sentences, 3 sentences related to this, idiom. Excellent. All right. Day 2 is our process day. So day 1, we had an input day, putting the information in. Day 2, we had a process day, right? Now we have an output day, day 3. What is an output day? So output days are days where you use the information actively through speaking or writing, which solidifies learning and builds practical language skills. So on the output days, you are taking the information that you input, taking the information that you processed, and you're using it in real life. So, for example, day 3 is an output day. You're going to write 1 sentence for each term that relates to your daily life. For example, we had the term savor. I could use this sentence. I could write this one. I savor my morning coffee before starting work. Hey, before I start work, I like to drink coffee. I don't, just an example. But I savor my morning coffee before starting work. Using what you learned to speak about your daily life. What about the expression? My sister has such a sweet tooth that she keeps chocolate in every drawer. Think about your life and how you can use the expression to describe something happening in your life or someone in your life. This is an output day. You caught it, right? Excellent. Hit my arm. Uh-oh. Here we go. And the idiom now. My new rice cooker is the best thing since sliced bread. It makes perfect rice every time. Remember I said we can use this idiom to describe things that are not actually food. The rice cooker, I'm not going to eat that, but I can use the idiom to describe it. So you're seeing on the output days, you are using what you input, what you processed to describe your life. Day 3. Yes, you got it. All right, so now we move to day 4. Day 4, now we're restarting the pattern. Day 4 is an input day, and you understand what an input day is. This activity is all about putting information in. So on day 4, just like day 1, we're going to find 1 vocabulary word, 1 expression, and 1 idiom, and make sure they are related to the topic for this week, days 1 to 7. Our topic, food and cooking. We don't want the same word we had before, so now I'm going to choose appetizing for my vocabulary word on day 4, the input day. Appetizing, looking or smelling so good that it makes you want to eat it. Oh my goodness, that pie smells so good. Woo, that smells so good, I want to eat it. Appetizing. Then for the expression, to eat like a bird. This expression refers to someone who, I'll just eat a little bit. Thank you so much. Not eating a lot, eating like a bird. Think about a bird just as cute, but they're so small. They can't eat a lot. To eat like a bird means to not eat a lot, right? And then an idiom for day 4, the input day. I've chosen a piece of cake. It just means something very easy to do, but the word cake is inside of it. You see what's happening, right? Just like day 1, the first input day, now day 4 is another input day, and we are inputting information related to the topic. Now we go to day 5. Following the pattern, what is day 5 going to be? Yes, excellent. A process day. So day 5, we are processing by finding 3 synonyms for the vocabulary word, 1 image for the expression. Again, you're going to find an image, and then 3 example sentences for the idiom. So vocabulary, we have synonyms for appetizing. We have delicious, mouth-watering, and tempting. What is happening in your brain? Your brain, you input the information on day 4, and it's kind of floating around. Then day 5, it's like, we're making connections. We're processing. Appetizing is delicious, mouth-watering, tempting. It's settling in your brain now. You are processing. What about the expression? Find an image that represents eating like a bird. So I want you to imagine with me. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. Yes. All right. Think about a woman. She is maybe 25, right? And she's preparing for her wedding. She's excited. The man that she has always loved, her high school sweetheart, they are finally getting married, and she wants to fit into her dress. So she goes out to eat. Imagine, this is the setting. She goes out to eat with her girlfriends, right? And they're sitting at this table, this great restaurant, and everyone's ordering big meals. And she says, guys, I'm so sorry. This food looks amazing, but I have to fit into my dress next week. So I'm just going to order a light salad. So this is the image. A woman, beautiful woman, 25 years old, sitting at a restaurant table with a small salad in front of her, but she's smiling, eating like a bird. You saw it, right? Excellent. All right. And for the idiom, find 3 example sentences using the idiom, a piece of cake. Hey, that test was, come on, yes, a piece of cake. Or, hey, this lesson, a piece of cake. Hey, you know what? I learned that song yesterday. It was a piece of cake. It was very easy. You caught it, right? Again, day 5 is our process day. Now we move to day 6. What's day 6? You know the pattern. Yes, day 6 is an output day. We've put the information in, input. We've processed the information. Now it's time to output. So on day 6, just like we did on day 3, we're going to write 1 sentence for each term that relates to your daily life. Here we go. For the first one, vocabulary. Again, our word appetizing. Here's the sentence. The appetizing smell of fresh bread always makes me stop at the bakery on my way home. Next, the expression. My friend eats like a bird during the week, but she enjoys big meals on weekends. And the idiom. Learning these new English phrases is a piece of cake when I practice a little each day. Again, day 6, an output day, where you have the information that you input, you process that information, and now you use it to describe something about your daily life. Now we go to day 7. Day 7 is going to be a review day. What are review days? Review days are the days when you take time to revisit and strengthen your understanding of previously learned material, which helps move information from short-term to long-term memory. This is a very important activity. So what does it look like? Day 7, here we go, our review day. What you need to do is review everything from the previous 6 days. So here's the challenge, for example. Try to create a short story using the last or at least 3 of the terms you learned this week. So appetizing, savor, and piece of cake. Try to make a story. For example, I'll do it for you on the fly, real quick, not even in my notes. Appetizing, savor, and piece of cake. You know, I spoke to my mom. And in this story, I'm talking about my mom. My mom, she's an amazing cook. And I remember one day walking into her room and saying, hey, Mommy, you know, I'd love for you to make something really appetizing. I love when you cook that cake. remember that cake you made for Daddy last week? And she said, okay, I'll make that cake for you. I said, yes, and could you also make some fried rice that we can have for the meal before we eat the cake? I love to savor the meals you create, Mommy. And she looked at me and said, you know what? I'll do that for you. And you know why? Because cooking is a piece of cake for me. Now that was a short story, an example, but this is what you want to do. Think of something creative, a creative story, and use the terms. Reflection. Write down which terms were easiest to remember and which were most challenging. On day 7, you're going to review by challenging yourself and reflecting. So we have this pattern: input, process, output. Input, process, output, review. So when we look at our week as a whole, what do we see? We see this: days 1 to 7, topic being food and cooking. You can change the topic, but day 1 is input, day 2 process, day 3 output, and there's this pattern where the last day, day 7, is a review day. So what about the remaining weeks of our 30-day plan? So first, I want you to look at this. For the 30-day plan, we've already done the first week, days 1 to 7, being our topic of food and cooking. Days 8 to 14, topic will be travel and transportation. Days 15 to 21, work and career. Days 22 to 28, technology and social media. And then the remaining 2 days will actually be to review everything. Again, we're creating our 30-day English study plan, and it's successful and effective because each of the 4 activity types have been included. So days 8 to 14, this is what it will look like. Travel and transportation. Day 8 will be input. Day 9, process. Day 10, output. Day 11, input. 12, process. 13, output. 14 is going to be a review day. You see what's happening, right? We have this pattern we're following. Days 15 to 21, topic, work and career. 15 to 17, following the pattern, input, process, output. Day 18, input. 19, process. 20, output. Day 21, review day. We're following the pattern. Same for days 22 to 28. Topic, technology and social media. Day 22, input. Day 23, process. 24, output. Repeat the pattern. Day 25, input. 26, process. 27, output. 28, review day. And then we have the final 2 days. You understand the 4 activity types: input, process, output, review. Now the last 2 days of our 30-day English study plan. Day 29 and day 30. Now we're going to correct this on the fly. Day 29 and day 30. With the magic of editing, it's correct. So day 29 and day 30, review days. You're going to review everything from the last 28 days. This is how you will achieve your goal. 30-day English study plan, only requiring 15 minutes each day. Now, what I taught you today actually comes from my full 365-day English plan. This course includes a lesson for each day of the year following the pattern I taught you today: input, process, output, review. So I want you to join us. You can enroll in the course by going to speakenglishwithtiffani.com/365plan. Start following the plan. Again, speakenglishwithtiffani.com/365plan. If you're tired of studying alone, if you want a plan and you understand the importance of effective study plans, click the link in the description. Hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you next time. I do have a father. You still there? You know what time it is. Listen, normally we have story time. But today, instead of telling you a story, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. You know, as I was reflecting on today's lesson this week, talking about creating the 30-day English study plan, I started thinking about myself. I'm leaving this in here. Sometimes we have tongue twisters too. I started thinking about how growing up, I always created plans. I always had a study plan. For every exam, I would create a plan. And any of my friends that wanted it, I'd share the plans with them. And this is just something that I did because it was my study pattern, my study style. From the time I can remember, I was probably 10 or 9 years old. Fast forward to now. So why am I saying thank you to you? I never would have imagined that something that was just my study style would eventually become the work that I'm doing, would eventually be the tool that I needed to help English learners around the world like you speak English fluently. I want to say thank you for trusting me. Even watching this video or listening to this podcast episode, I want to thank you for trusting me and giving me the honor of being your English teacher. I love what I do. It's literally a part of me to create English study plans to help you understand how your brain works and how to input, process, and output information. So instead of a story, I just wanted to say that you are now a part of my story. You have made this journey, my life journey, where I am right now. People ask me, do you like what you do? And every time I smile. Thank you for being the reason why I smile. I'll talk to you in the next lesson.